The Nihil are the main threat to the Jedi during the High Republic. The Nihil originated as a faction born from the remnants of the Jedi-hating Path of the Open Hand, with a significant boost in their formative years from the royal family. They had unique hyperspace routes that granted them unprecedented mobility and unpredictability, setting the stage for their rise to prominence during the High Republic era. Central to the Nihil's identity was their radical ideology, an anarchist philosophy that opposed any form of authority or governance that they perceived to be an infringement on their freedom. This ideology was not merely about opposing the Galactic Republic's expansion, it was deeper, more of a rejection of any constraints on their way of life. They operated under the principle of taking whatever they desired, viewing the galaxy and its resources as theirs for the taking. This outlook fostered a culture of ruthlessness and entitlement, where strength and cunning were their primary virtues. The Nihil's name itself became synonymous with fear and chaos, embodying a force that seemed almost elemental in their ferocity and its ability to disrupt established order. Their approach to life and conflict was epitomized by a motto that encapsulated their ethos: "You can't take it with you, but we could take it from you." This philosophy underpinned every action they took, from their organizational structure to their most devastating campaigns against the galaxy's institutions. The organizational structure was kind of complex, divided into three distinct factions known as Tempests, each led by a Tempest runner. These leaders wielded absolute control over their units, reflecting the Nihil's brutal system of governance. Below the Tempest runners were ranks known as Storms, Clouds, and Strikes, with progression through these ranks driven by recruitment, reputation, and success in raids. The ultimate authority rested in the Eye of the Nihil, a position held by the members of the royal family, which provided strategic direction and the final say on the use of the paths. The Nihil's ascent into infamy within the galaxy was marked by a series of audacious and devastating campaigns that not only demonstrated their ruthlessness, efficiency, but also their strategic path, made possible by their unique access to these paths. Among these, the Great Hyperspace Disaster stands out as a pivotal moment that showcased the Nihil's willingness to leverage their technological edge for catastrophic impact. This event utilized the paths to cause major catastrophe in the Hedsel system, leading to widespread destruction and loss of life. It was a stark declaration of the Nihil's capabilities and their threat to the galactic stability. Following the chaos of the Great Hyperspace Disaster, the Nihil continued their campaign against the Galactic Republic and the Jedi Order with notable ferocity. One of their most audacious acts was the attack on the Velo Republic Fair. The brutal result resulted in hundreds of thousands of casualties, underscoring the Nihil's disregard for civilian lives and their intent to sow fear across the galaxy. By targeting such a high-profile event, the Nihil not only inflicted material damage, but also struck a psychological blow against the Republic, showcasing their reach and the lethal application of their ideology. Perhaps the most striking demonstration of their power was the destruction of the Starlight Beacon, a hallmark space station of the Republic expansion and a beacon of hope for many. This attack not only represented a significant tactical victory, but also symbolized the Nihil's challenge to the Republic's vision for the future. It was a testament to their strategic cunning and their use of the paths, which allowed them to bypass conventional defenses and strike at the heart of the Republic's efforts to bring stability to the Outer Rim. These campaigns were not mere acts of piracy, they were calculated strikes aimed at undermining the Republic and asserting the Nihil's dominance. Through these actions, the Nihil cemented their reputation as one of the most formidable adversaries of their time, capable of challenging the Galactic Order and instilling dread across star systems. The Nihil's region of terror, though marked by significant victories against the Galactic Republic and the Jedi Order, ultimately faced its downfall due to the combination of internal strife, strategic countermeasures by their adversaries, and the shifting political landscape of the galaxy. The relentless campaigns waged by the Nihil, while initially successful, began to draw increasingly coordinated response from the Republic and the Jedi, who started to adapt to the Nihil's tactics and technology. The establishment of the Galactic Empire further shifted the balance of power, rendering the Nihil's anarchist operations less tenable within the new order. Despite their eventual decline, the legacy of the Nihil endured within the galaxy's collective memory as a symbol of chaos and a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and order. The fear they instilled and the destruction they wrought left marks on countless worlds and influenced the strategic doctrines of both the Republic and the Jedi Order. The technological innovations, specifically the paths and their brutalist starship designs, continue to inspire and influence influenced subsequent generations of outlaws and dissenters, ensuring that the shadow of the Nihil reigned lingered long after their power had waned. Moreover, the Nihil challenge to the galactic status quo and their radical philosophy of freedom at any cost resonated with certain fringes of the galaxy, imbuing their legacy with a complex mixture of infamy and grudging admiration. While their methods and aims were overwhelmingly destructive, the Nihil's existence underscored the tension and contradictions at the heart of the Galactic Republic's expanse. In this way, the story of the Nihil serves as a cautionary tale of the perils of unchecked power and the unpredictable consequences of ideological extremism, echoing through the corridors of the galactic history long after their star had faded.